Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is probably one of the first videos that you'll have seen from me in a while. Actually I did upload this week, but there will be a video soon explaining where I've been. But for now, I wanted to talk through with you how I've planned to revise over the Easter holidays. I saw like Jade and Eve do this last year. Lydia's just uploaded one and I was like, you know what, I'll share how I'm doing it because it works differently for everyone. And I definitely took a lot of inspiration from when I watched Eve's and Jade's last year. I don't know why I watched them last year because I didn't need to revise last year, but I'm just a very nosy person. I haven't actually watched Lydia's, but I'm sure her idea is brilliant as well. But yeah, here I am today to talk about mine. My main issue with revision is that I procrastinate a lot and I am not good at sticking to a timetable whatsoever. So I was like, this is going to be tricky because I have a lot to do. I've got to make the most of this Easter holiday, otherwise I'm essentially going to be a bit screwed when I get back. When I get back I'm going to have exactly a month until my first 3 exams. My first exam psychology on the 20th of May and then the day after I've got history and maths, so I do need to kind of start getting into gear, like cover all my bases now, and then I can like make sure I improve like during that month, I guess. There's a lot of content in say maths that I just don't get, and I can't afford to not get it by the end of Easter. Also our teachers have set like, you know, full mock papers when we get back to inspire us to revise over Easter, so I've got to revise for those anyway. So I've just planned all my revision and I'm going to share with you how I've done it. You can take inspiration from it, you could do this, you can completely disregard it and just be nosy, or whatever floats your boat. And it is the day after my birthday, so I have currently done no work. This is a Saturday, the first day of the holidays. I'm basically just taking this weekend off because it's been a long slog of a term. It's not been fun. I was out last night anyway, so yes, so we're just chilling this weekend and it's my birthday weekend, so honestly I think I deserve it. Kind of a side note but kind of not, at the end of the holidays I'm actually away for like 5 days in Edinburgh, so I really did need to make sure that I was maximising this week and as much of next week as possible. Also, another side note, my voice might sound a bit deep and that's because I'm kind of partially ill and tired and yes, just not the best, and a lot of singing, bad singing happened last night. Yeah. Righto, my first task when I was planning my revision was to sit down and write down my subjects and everything that I really should be doing over this holiday to revise. I haven't really wrote down specific tasks, but this is my history one, for example. I might put an overlay of it on screen in case you do the same course, but basically, or you can just read it here actually. Basically, I've kind of just listed out everything that I can do that will be helpful to revise. So I've kind of got vague broad things that I can do, so you know, essay plans. I've got an essay plan book so I can just pick an essay from there and plan it, and then I've got specific tasks, like we were given a booklet for Russia where we could fill in like content and just like go over content, so that's something specific that I'm going to revise. Also something else specific is like a mind map on each topic for our Britain topic, British warfare, 15-minute essay plans, etc. And I've also kind of left space under these ones here, like 5-minute essay plan, 10-minute essay plan, so I can tally how many I've done for each topic. So that's my GDR, that's my Russia, that's my Britain. I'm sure there's lots of things in mind that you know you can do when you want to revise, and if you're like, I need to revise Russia but I don't know what I should do to revise, I can look on here and be like, okay, I'm going to do that. So this is my history one. I've also done one for maths and psychology. The history one I think is the most basic, so I'll show you the others. And once again, if you're doing the same course, you can take some inspo. Mathematics, as you may know, I need to put a lot of work into maths because it's my weakest subject and it could potentially pull me down and mean that I can't get into the uni I want to get in to, so yes. I only have one piece of homework for maths. We were set 3 assignments this week. I did 2 of them in my freeze. I have 1 left to finish, so that's like the thing that I need to do most. We have finished all the content, so basically I've got free scope of the whole spec, but I went through the index page, or the page at the front of the textbook which lists all the topics, and I basically just wrote down everything that I wasn't that confident on, like the stuff that urgently needs being looked at. So I wrote them all down here. I've got pure maths in brown, beautiful, statistics in green, and mechanics in pink. I didn't look in the AS content, which is maybe something I should do, but that's less urgent, I think. Then here I've wrote down ways that I can revise them. So like obviously there's loads of maths resources online, and you know, sometimes there's so many you forget what to do. So I've just wrote down some things that are useful. So Dr. Frost is like a revision resource that our school has access to, exam solutions, and then Maths Genie. I found this website that has like videos and exam questions and work solutions for each topic, so I just thought I'd give that a go as well. And then I've wrote down practice papers, and then I can tally each time I do one. And then here, when I put the types of ways to revise, I've kind of put like a different coloured line next to each. So when I go over one of these topics here, I'm gonna like put a little line in the colour there next to one of these, so I can kind of see which ones I've revised the most, etc. Things like this I can just tick off when they're done. Things like this, it can kind of be ongoing. And then I've got the tallies here, so I can tally how many pure papers I do and how many stats and mechanics papers I do. And yes, that is kind of the task list for maths. Finally, psychology. Psychology is kind of a subject that you kind of have to, I don't know, for me what I do is I just make sure that I have a good set of notes, which I basically do for every topic now, because we've had to revise for every single end of module test all the way since year 12 to year 13. So for every end of module test I've made notes. So essentially I've got all my notes and revision materials. I just kind of need to learn it and get secure on it, practice doing exam questions on it. So yes, I don't really need to make any notes or revision resources as such, but I've got one paper, one topic that I need to finish, so that's on the to-do list. I also found links to the third set of specimen papers, which students aren't supposed to have access to, but I mean I found them online, and that was like last week I found them, so I was like, you know what, I've done every single past paper, except those, because obviously I didn't realise that they even existed, let alone that I could access them, so I'm going to do those, unless they've gone, I don't know. And then we have a mock for paper 3 when we get back, so I'm going to prepare for that. I've never sat paper 3 in full before, so that's going to be super useful. And then I wrote down a couple of topics that I just need to go over briefly, but pretty much like I'm pretty chill with psych. And then I wrote down every single psychology topic, and basically every half an hour I spend like active recall for it, like blurting, whatever floats my boat. I'm just going to put a little tally so that I can see how much I'm focusing on each one, if I'm neglecting any topics. Obviously there's topics that I'm already more secure on, like the paper 1 topics I'm pretty secure on them because I've been assessed on them so many times, and the course becomes so synoptic that you kind of go, like, you revise paper 1 topics as you go through, I guess. So yeah, I'm just going to tally each time I do active recall on those. And then I've just got a few more specific tasks here. Research methods papers as well. I really don't do research methods papers, so I thought I will do some of those, because there's quite a lot of those left that I haven't done just because they're so boring. And I'm going to plan like comparison essays, because you know I've planned essays on each topic individually, but it's likely that we'll get a comparison essay between 2 different topics, well, according to my teacher anyway. So I'm going to plan some comparison essays, and then I need to fix my biopsychology notes because they're shit. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing for psychology. But as you can see there, I've made a list of all the possible things I can do for each subject that will like help me cover all my bases. And then basically what I did in terms of actually allocating time to revise these, I'm rubbish at sticking to exam timetables and like revision timetables, etc. I made one for my year 10 mocks. That one did work. Ever since then, I've consistently failed at sticking to them. But my maths teacher said to me, I could like replicate my school timetable and then just do that. So that is what I've done. I just thought this was a good idea because then it's basically just like normal. I hope I can stick to it, I really do, because I really do lack a lot of discipline when it comes to like this sort of stuff, but I really hope I do stick to it. The good thing about this is like I'll get up like, you know, 7 o'clock, you know, it's kind of early, but you know, I'll get up at 6 on school days, so, or wake up at 6 at least, so it's not that much different. And then it's a routine that I'm used to, and I know that I'm like evenly doing all my subjects, and then I don't have to do anything past 3:40, which is really nice, so I can like work on YouTube, I can do something that I'm going to enjoy, that's going to make me not depressed, go out, whatever floats my boat. I've kind of filled in a lot of my free periods just because I will have the time after school would have ended to do whatever I want. So I've basically filled in all of those. One of them here, I've kind of, I filled in that free period, but then I have a driving lesson then, so I don't really get all of it. But yeah, I've got my lunch break, super long, so whenever my mum decides to cook lunch, hopefully it'll be within that time. Got a little break here. And then I put some stuff in for Saturday and Sunday, which I'm going to try and stick to, but if I don't do it, that's okay, because it's like one of each subject, so even if I don't do any of them, it'll still be like I'll still have evenly revised all my subjects. So yeah, that is essentially what I'm going to do. So on the Monday, I've got maths first on a Monday on my timetable. So on a Monday at 8:40, I'm going to look on my maths list and be like, right, Rhiannon, what do you fancy doing today? And I'm going to do something for that time period that's on here. And then I'm going to take my little break and do the same with history and the same with psychology. Oh no, that's maths at the bottom. And yes, that is how I've planned my revision. I don't know how well it's going to work, we'll find out. Some days I might also go to the library because I feel like I can focus quite well there and it'll get me out. Because I really don't do well being cooped up at home 24/7. But yeah, that's essentially how I've planned my revision. I'm hoping it's going to work. I mean, I'll let you know in the future. That's kind of how I'm revising for my individual subjects as well as of now. So if you're doing any of them, I'm giving you some ideas, yay. Let me know how you guys are planning to revise over Easter, if you have made a plan, or if you're just a spontaneous kind of person, and you just do what you want when you want. Let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at some point for a new video. Goodbye.